There we go.
Yeah,
The young god himself, Nasty C. What's going on?
I'm good, my brother. How are you, man?
I'm all right. How's things on your side?
Going good, man. Chilling.
Listen, it is hot as hell over here. How's the weather over there?
Are we in winter right now, though?
Oh, so it's like cold, or it's just not as hot.
Our winter's not as bad as your guys' winter. Like, it doesn't snow and all that stuff. Like, it's pretty chill. It's just chilly, though.
Listen, I please bring y'all. We need a cold breeze or something. Listen, let's get into this, man. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Here Comes the Breaks. I have the pleasure of being your host this evening. I am Mouse Jones, joined by today's guest. He is not only the guest on our show today, but he's also the guest on Here Comes the Breaks with the star Asante Black. We have Nasty C all the way from South Africa. What's good?
Yes, sir. Happy to
So
be here, man.
So listen, let's jump into it. So on this episode, you were the star. You were the special interview. How much of that interview did you have to get in a character for? Like were you feeling like you were acting, or you was just, did it feel like it was just, hey, another interview?
Um, they're probably not gonna like me saying this, but I do so many interviews, bro. I barely remember how it went. I know it was dope, but I barely remember how it went. I run through interviews like crazy.
No, I get you. I tell you one thing I really enjoyed about the interview. I don't know if you watch I don't know if you watch like comic movies or anything like that. There's always the Easter eggs, right? So it's so funny that you were like on the you were talking about seeing when they see us, and you were talking
Yeah, yeah.
about how that kind of gave you some insight onto what American blacks have to deal with over here in regards to the police. And it was so funny because you were talking to the mask on character who was one of the main actors in When They See Us.
Yeah.
Did they let you know after the fact, or you knew
They,
going?
they did not. They didn't tell me. Nobody told me. Kept me in the dark. Yeah, told me though.
So let's talk about this music, man. You are one of Def Jam's new signees. You're international. Got the music world going crazy. Talk about this sound you're bringing to Def Jam.
Um, Damn. See, I'm just like I'm a hip hop head, man. I've been into hip hop since I was 9 years old. It's all that I've really just like been making. Sometimes I dabble in like Afro beats, house music, or whatever, but hip hop is like my first love, and like I bring different types of flavors to it. Sometimes I may go like the boom bap route. Sometimes I may go the trap route. Sometimes I may do like something very soulful, very like the song I did with Ari. And then sometimes I just do some weird shit, really, just to step out a little bit and experiment.
So with having such a well-rounded background when it comes to hip hop, I remember you saying, used to remake Lil Wayne beats, or used to rap and sound like Wayne.
Yeah.
Um, how did you find your own voice?
I think it happened when I started to have my own story to tell. You know,
Mm,
teenager, a lot of stuff started happening in my life. A lot of the I wouldn't say secrets, but a lot of the stuff that was kept from me as a kid, growing up by my parents,
hmm
started to come to light. And my bad. And I guess I kind of had a lot of stuff to say. I had a lot of stuff that I had to get off my chest. And when you step into that bag, you can't help but be yourself in every sense possible. I'm sorry, but my niece is bothering me, bro. I have to.
It's all good. It's all good. Hey, niece.
Yeah. So when I did that, I zoned in. And yeah, I guess it just happened organically and naturally, man. Like I was just in my bag, and ever since then.
Do you remember what that like first big moment felt like? Like when you're like, okay, I'm really making headway in this music game.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely happened when I was 17 years old. I think I dropped a song called Juice. No, I dropped a mixtape, right, called Price City. And it caught a
Mm,
little bit of nothing really happened. Like my life didn't really change. I just got a
yeah.
lot of attention from like different cities, and that was big to me coming from a very small city and a very small township in the small city.
Right. Right.
So I dropped a song called Juice back, and I started to get like crazy airplay. I started to get like a lot of cosigns from guys that I looked up to from South Africa. So that's pretty much like when stuff started to take off, you know.
Mm. So is there room, like with Afro beats becoming bigger and bigger every day? Is there room for this new sound to like stay around? Like, is this is there room for like the older guys to bring the young people up, or do you think it's gonna change? You know, or do you want to like with you, like you being a hip hop artist? Do you want
Yeah.
do you not want to be put in that box of Afro beats or international music? Do you want to be respected as straight hip hop?
Yeah, me personally, I just want to be respected as a hip hop guy, you know. For now, anyways, I might cross over to pop at some point for the money, but yeah, my first love is hip hop, man. That'll never change, you know. But I don't mind it when people from outside the continent like put me in that category, like the Afrobeats category. I mean, it makes sense. I get where they're coming from, you know. But yeah, I'm a hip hop artist, man. I'm a hip hop artist, but I definitely think that Afrobeats is here to stay. You know,
Yeah,
I don't think the wave that came and went. No, a lot of people caught on to it very, very late. Also,
yeah.
they shouldn't think that it just blew up overnight. It
Mm.
took a while, man.
That's what I love to hear. All right, so talking a bit about the podcast, here comes the breaks, right? Today we seen Ruben and Marco finally have this conversation that they've been dancing around for the last 3 episodes. Uh, Marco let Ruben know how he feels. Took some shots at him. Ruben let him know how he felt. And Ruben also kind of stood up for himself. He advocated for himself, let him know, like, hey, listen, you took a cheap shot at me talking about my depression, but that's the exact reason why I had to go do this thing that you're mad at me for, because I had to get over, my anxiety. I had to deal with that. Let me ask you this: in your life, have you ever had any of these type of conflicts where your friends, with you being, this huge star, this growing huge star, do you have these issues with your friends where they're like, you acted like this back then, and now you're doing this for yourself now? Like, are you having these conversations? Are these conflicts being had?
I don't think that that could ever happen to me because, like, I came up with my friends, so we all changed all at the same time. We all understood why each person changed and what changed them and what happened that made that person change. You
Mm,
know, like all my friends understand why I'm, I guess, less social now. You know, they were there when the reasons for that happened. You know, and all
right.
that type of stuff. I think that that could ever happen to me, man.
Do you
We're
do you mind talking about that reason?
huh?
Do you mind talking about that reason?
Uh, yeah. I don't. I might end up mentioning some names.
Okay,
Cursing.
okay, yeah. We don't want, yeah, no, we don't want no names, no names, no names. But
Yeah,
could, if you could, without using names, could you talk about like it from a surface level, like this was happening, or I don't like putting myself around these things, just so people your age and who may discover success, they can be prepared for it.
so it'll be people asking you for favors, right? It's that typical entitlement story. You know,
Mm,
when you start to get a little bit of money, the people that were there around you, not for you, but around you when you were
mm,
broke, start you owe it to them because they feel like, oh, I was there day one, da 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 da. When they were just there to witness it, you know, they just happened
wow.
to be in that same neighborhood or whatever, you know. But they were never really there for me. Like they had never done anything for me. I've never been the type of guy to talk about my feelings anyway, so it's not like they were there for me, to help me speak about stuff, get some stuff off my chest or anything like that. But then when the money comes in or when the success comes in, everyone wants to start doing their own thing now,
Right.
and they expect me to help them and put them on and type stuff like that, you know. And it sometimes it'll be people that I was really cool with, you know. It's just we had never spoken anything about a dream or making it come alive and helping me get there, and then all of a sudden it's like I owe them.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
So how does that entitle? How do you at such a young age? Because you hear these stories from people a lot older than you, a lot older than me, and it's sometimes it could be to the downfall. How are you maneuvering at your young age? Maneuvering around entitlement, maneuvering around being able to identify and isolate and excommunicate people who aren't with you.
Um, see, if it's something worth addressing, like if I feel like I can make that person understand why I don't feel like they deserve a handout, then I'll speak to them. If it's worth it, I'll speak to them and I'll tell them, you know. But if it's just like, bro, come on, though. Like, what are you doing? Like, I won't even entertain it. Like, I change my numbers all the time. Even I moved out of Durban. So I don't even have to see them, hear from them, and nothing like that. I just mind my own business, man. They can hear about it in a song somewhere, shit. But as a real friend, like I tell you, like I tell you, like, come on, bro. Like, I'm also making it happen. Don't expect me to just. I don't make miracles happen, bro. Like
Right, right, right. You
myself. Like a lot of people think, oh, he's at the top. No, I'm still climbing up there. Like I'm not there yet.
right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow. So to have that type of self-awareness, to have that knowledge of self, have that self-accountability, um, how does that play itself, or how did that lend itself to you identifying whatever, mental health issues you may be dealing with, whether it's, anxiety, depression, whatever it could be, sometimes people are dealing with something, and it's hard to put words to it, but I'm hearing from you, there's a lot of self-knowledge, a lot of knowledge of self, a lot of self-accountability. So how do you maneuver that? Like, are you aware of your triggers and things of that nature?
Um, I'm the worst person when it comes to that. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Like just like I said earlier, I'm not really good at talking about my feelings and stuff, and saying or talking about just like what's bothering me and all that stuff. Because I feel like if there was a solution to it, I will find it eventually, right?
Mm,
Like if it's something that's in my head and it's bothering me in my head, I'm probably gonna find a solution to it. And if I don't, what's the point of me talking to a stranger about it? Like if I have to go
mm,
to therapy, I was like, I'm not gonna do that with a stranger. And also
mm.
with people, a lot of people that depend on me. So it's weird dumping all of this stuff and all this baggage on top of them when they look up to me as somebody who's supposed to pay the bill at the end of the month or do this and that and that and that. You know, it's like how fathers don't want to seem weak to their children, type
Mhm,
shit.
mhm.
You know, I'm not a father, and that's not what I'm not. You know,
Is
like
that not the announcement?
nah. But yeah, man. For me, it's like that, bro. Like I don't. I feel weird about talking about stuff. But I do acknowledge that I go through a lot of weird phases where I'm just like in a very dark place mentally. I know what to do to get myself out of it. I don't necessarily know what triggers it most of the time. Um, but I know how to get myself out of it. Sometimes it'll just be a distraction, which some people say is not healthy, but it works for me. So,
Right,
like,
right.
I don't know, talking about stuff that bothers me just bothers me even more.
It puts it in front of you, right?
Yeah, it puts me in a very weird place, man. I don't like it.
Listen, I I deal with that too, and what I see, what I realize is, I'm a bit older, so some of us are just stuck in our ways. But for the younger brothers like yourself, I definitely do. If it's not therapy, because I'm not one of the people that say, everybody get therapy. Sometimes that don't work for everybody, right? But there needs to be a therapeutic outlet. There needs to be a safe space for you to be able to um, process and address what's going on, because in our communities, whether it's just being black or like you from the continent, there's this level of hyper masculinity that says, hey, don't seem weak. Don't talk
Yeah,
about your problems. Don't, you know what I mean? So
exactly.
for somebody like you who you're super successful now, and more success is coming. You got to find that now, right? You got to make it paramount. You got to be intentional about, listen, I got to figure this out for me before I let anybody else come in here and start adding to their, adding their mess to your shoulders.
I kind of do that in a way. See, what I do is I look at like I watch like videos of people that went through something similar to what I'm going through at the time, right? And
Mm,
I look at how they came out of it or what helped them come out of it or come to terms with the situation and accept it for what it is. Um, take the pain, cry if they have to, whatever, and then move on, right? Like I watch those type of videos and then I sort of kind of apply it to my situation.
mm.
But experience, just talking about it has never helped me, not once, not even once. Like
I get
I
it.
was raised weird like that, and I guess a lot of us are. especially in South Africa too.
Mm,
Like a lot, I grew up not really having a lot of conversations with my parents, who I lived with
right,
in the same, you know. So
right,
it's like I'm this whole talking about my feelings and what's bothering me thing is very, very new to me. It's very weird. It doesn't work. I'd rather just like copy someone else's method and go do that. Go to the beach, pray or whatever, you know.
right, right, right.
That,
Listen, listen, man. I wish you nothing but more success. You know, you're doing a damn good job right now. Let's
like,
do this in person when you get to the States. Let's sit down and chop it up.
where are you?
But
What
huh?
what city you in?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so when you get here, have the label. I'll reach out, tell them, yeah, let's chop it up, let's get something to eat. And you know, let's chop it up. But in the meantime, in between time, tell the people what you got going on. I know Jack is going crazy. Tell the
Yes.
people what you got going on, how they can support you.
Um, damn man, right now I'm really just trying to get into album mode. So I'm getting warmed up, like as I'm dropping all these songs, like I'm dropping all these very short songs, just to kind of give my fans a taste of where I'm at musically, sonically, you know. But yeah, I'm working on the album. I hope I could get to drop it by like the third quarter of this year, maybe fourth.
Mm,
Um, yeah, other than that, I have a lot of collaborations coming up, man, with a lot of cats from here, from the continent, from the country, some from the States. I'm working on something with a guy in Brazil. I just don't want to drop any names right now in case.
yeah.
But yeah, I have a lot of exciting new stuff coming up, man. A lot of it,
Listen,
yeah.
super excited to support. I will
Oh,
be in.
and my artist just dropped a video for her one of my favorite songs on her album. It's called Danger, so they should go check out for that. Rolene,
All right,
Rolene, Danger. Yeah.
so we're going to support Danger right after this. Big
Yes, sir.
support, brother. Much love. Like I said, we'll be in touch soon. Enjoy it. Take care of yourself
Love, my brother.
already. And everybody at home, make sure y'all listen to Here Comes the Breaks each and every Tuesday on iHeartRadio or wherever you listen to podcasts.